Is Lynch knives already been knife forever? Good morning. Mesa sempre. Simply. Simply. Stai vedendo Lynch. It's October 30th. So, ultimate day is October 2025, and also last Tuesday was October 2025. It's Tuesday. In posso studiare cloudy. What grey cloudy, perhaps stessi grey. Cloudy is kind of in general. Tomorrow so now. It's I think really close to the rain. It's early after the 13 and 27. 6 9 21 Celsius, the stessi standard in these days. This means this is really soft. Like this is usually because of the classic agitated for the quindi spingato solo un bine su questa cosa fuori a solo as because consider fact that the channel last usually in 4 years and also fact that the uniform is summer in fact last summer they were 4 years of summer with the reports summer for me I think body and consider fact that also fix ago we enter in Kyoto also now also for the autumn at 4 years with the reports obviously not for the next season of winter spring was net resigated still years for at absolutely I think body because which I suppose indeed I'm sure that I said the remains in the same so sometimes my proposal if I could push into Chinese is better than the sparks you it's not for me and then also from the collaboration also for the winter the spring and summer if I cover winter so it's cool for spring one thing and just for some energy to sono in general season so periods kasi kaçti and as I heard the degree that is me also feel così in future so io completamente si che si sure because consider the passage from summer and Kyoto at the goal the infinity list last change of the temple was agreed up and in 4 weeks ago last few weeks now the area is completely changed and pleasant and within the area means the same temperature so some of these things mix the situation and some of these things mix the conditions situations completely pleasant at least completely pleasant at least for me not for people for later think or not because if could for now later think yes for no this depends on in general for me also it's still not as got to in general I don't know today I can see something is just for me it's really bad at this image can be as much more easy If I don't think the temperature is just before 69 Fahrenheit 21 Celsius at important thing that atmosphere sensitive sure devi dire Essere da cortina sono le cortine già scese non so infatti si suppose che risultato da ripetere si dice totally in pratica migrare sky e vabbè consideriamo a conduct rate consideriamo sensations or things finché si possa mettere se sure that in late afternoon so now it's afternoon at the became darker bleaker and also that my terrain if not a few months I think we are really close adesso se non bisogna tenere su Wizards se non si in questi clienti quando si chiede perché benda su se all'inizio quindi non riesco insomma tu praticamente non ti riesco a mangiare ma really close to the concept yes in 2 days praticamente next Saturday and my one in fact we sent it to the coach of my team proof effect to this quarter days and years more than elements and also we will put the best also better and also we will put the best off one reason also one reason one reason because the effects measure also let us say it's a speech sentence that it is but also always better visible for me it's indeed in the shot at some assolutely activity, but also the same sentence to use for the routine, same little speech sentence to use for the routine. This is a repeat, but also do is better visible for me. It's a initial, it's what you measure. And finally, from a mediocre key on magic 614, PG 635 also 6 shot. Stiamo piccolo, facendo questo slick indicator. Sono bene mi esiste. Just myself, also mosquitoes, and finally, I hope you get breakfast. Today it's messaggera. Also, my house fa come si vede, mi fa massa, per l'importante è fare fare la ricerca sembra il 3. Tu sai mi fa come breakfast, sente adesso mi sta subito. Sente una parte me ti sto finché ecco. Se cosa sembra il 3. So sarà ciò. Adore di bit, adore di close, si carriego, late, also nurse. Per just obviously, just in quote, 1327 means. Libera di English, la siamo senza me, also di fatto a Milan. E se vogliamo, sì. E che fa, sono mossi, modificare la absolutely. Se no, senza. Ma di monza posso venire, mi sarà shot, posso venire, also se lo conti, si linka, l'effetto of reason, fra l'altro, e se tam sciulle bellissima, mania, more or less, abbiamo riuscito più di 20 anni, se non diventa c'è che potesse dire, soffre, se non shot, ma c'è tutti i biscuits, also si chiede, se non shot, in cui, non si gioca, perché soprattutto che mostra, one year, ma poi insieme con new shots, fra non so, di new biscuits, e mio come se devo biscuit in silenzio, finché tu non messo, se si cartella, se cerco ci poi così, questi che ora cookies, vede, chocolate chips, ora, chips chocolate, fra mistake, non so fare tutti i biscuits, mi si dice, nelle matti in particolare. Attuing se le volevo serene, la risa festival, facciamo il canto dei short sulle gazzette of Fubs. Tu sei scoperto che anche su come date una short fa come di video sta short e hasta ten ne non so. Es uso mo squeaks it finisce now this once again was what it once again I think most 6 9 17 6 9 17 days yes so what it once again sono si che so quanto sono si che should be this is the time in period also sono si che so quanto sono si che should be this is the time the period per sono di time ci vado su and so I pattern insert it once again the milk sorry we use quindi si also effect di cosa breakfast la cosa bomba si spiega in particolare mega bomba so si che inizia a giocare si suoni ambiguo vado anche basta mo suoni ma insieme a me riferito first time se capire first time ho detto capire c'è stato in genere ok sì qui also consider all Nicholas breakfast su questo mega bomba the second thing is about sia sempre mi fa ambiguo sia strana Conan era anzi su misura siamo in position attraverso questa position mi dà la bamma era anzi fa così ma tu come andiamo dico because they are really super bad. Sì, domani si può sfondare perché non ti trovo più l'app ma sì